Welcome back. We're looking into the crypto market today, and honestly, there's something really interesting brewing beyond just Bitcoin.
Yeah, definitely. Sources are pointing towards, some real momentum building up with other digital currencies.
It does feel like a shift, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like maybe Bitcoin's long reign at the absolute top might be, well, easing up a little.
absolutely. Bitcoin's still huge, of course. Its influence is massive. But yeah, the data we're looking at does suggest things are changing, evolving.
So it's a really interesting time to explore what that might mean for, the whole crypto space.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get into this idea of the shifting dominance then. We're seeing Bitcoin's market share dip, right? From around 65% down to just under 62%.
Yeah, about 61.8%. And look, some analysts are actually calling that quite a significant drop, maybe even a bit of a free fall for its dominance score.
A free fall. Wow. That sounds dramatic.
Yeah.
But what does that actually mean in practice?
Well, I think what's key here is what it opens up. While, Bitcoin is still the heavyweight champion, this dip, this decrease, it just creates more oxygen, more space for other cryptocurrencies.
Ways to grow, attract funding, get noticed.
Exactly that. It really points towards a broader, more diverse ecosystem overall, more diversification.
Okay, and it's not just Bitcoin, maybe stepping back a tiny bit. There are also some positive signals for the alternative, for the altcoins. Yeah.
That's right.
There's this talk of a golden cross forming on the charts for them. Now, for those of us not glued to trading screens, what exactly is a golden cross?
Fair question. So, in simple terms, it's a technical thing. You've got these moving averages tracking prices over different periods.
Okay.
And a golden cross happens when a shorter-term average, like the 50-day, moves up and crosses above a longer-term one, say the 200-day.
Right.
And analysts often see that as potentially a bullish signal, like the trend might be shifting upwards.
Now, this happened before recently.
It has, yeah. The last time this specific pattern showed up for the altcoin market cap was around October 2024.
Okay, October 24. And what followed that? Did we see a big jump?
Well, after that golden cross, there was a period of, let's say, increased activity. Generally positive price movements across altcoins. But, and this is important, these signals aren't crystal balls, It doesn't mean instant fireworks. We could easily see things trade sideways for a bit first.
Right, manage expectations.
Exactly. But it does suggest maybe a stronger foundation is building, potential for an uptrend, sort of based on past patterns. It encourages a more maybe strategic view.
Okay, so cautious optimism, perhaps. The underlying signs look good, even if it's not an overnight thing. Now, one name keeps popping up in this conversation, Ethereum.
Ah, yes, Ethereum. It's definitely been a standout recently.
I saw something like a 30% price increase just in the past week. That's pretty significant.
It really is, especially when you put it next to Bitcoin, which gained, about 2.23% in the same time frame?
Wow. Okay, so that difference is stark.
Yeah, it strongly suggests that, money, capital is flowing from Bitcoin into other cryptos. And right now, Ethereum seems to be leading that charge, or at least benefiting significantly.
So the spotlight is widening a bit.
Yeah.
And is the feeling that this isn't just hype, that maybe any big move in these altcoins needs to be backed by something real?
That's a really crucial point. I think there's a growing sense, that the next wave, if it comes, might be driven more by projects with actual, real-world uses, practical applications.
Utility, not just speculation.
Precisely. Moving beyond just the buzz and focusing on delivering tangible value, that could lead to more, sustainable growth.
And are there indicators for that broader strength?
Well, one thing is CoinMarketCap's altcoin index. It's apparently climbed from 15 up to 27 recently. That kind of suggests the rally or potential rally is getting broader, not just focused on one or two big names.
Interesting. So more coins participating in the positive movement. And zooming out, the whole crypto market. But it's still massive, isn't it? There's plenty of room for things to grow overall.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking around a $3 trillion total market cap. So yes, substantial room for expansion and definitely for this diversification we're seeing.
Right.
And actually, some data from Glassnode paints that picture quite clearly. It shows Bitcoin's dominance dipping, like we said, to around 61%. But at the same time, Ethereum's share has grown to about 9.5%. And then the rest of the altcoins combined, they make up almost 29% now.
So nearly a third of the market is now not Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Pretty much, yeah. 28.6% for the rest. It clearly shows that diversification trend playing out.
Okay, so let's sort of pull this together. We're seeing several positive signs for altcoins, right? Bitcoin's dominance is easing off.
Yep.
There's this potentially bullish golden cross technical signal. Ethereum showing real strength. suggesting money is moving.
Definitely seeing that flow.
And there's this growing idea that utility will be key, backed up by things like that index rising, all within this huge multi-trillion-dollar market.
That sums it up well. The whole dynamic seems to be shifting. Bitcoin's still the leader, obviously, but it's less absolute. Other assets are gaining serious momentum, taking up a bigger slice of the pie collectively.
It definitely paints an optimistic picture for what might be next. And it really gets you thinking, doesn't it? What kinds of projects focusing on that real utility could actually lead this next phase?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely something for you, the listener, to keep an eye on and maybe even, dig a little deeper into that really diverse world of alternative cryptos out there.